Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're tackling a big one. What does it even mean to be a good citizen anymore? I mean, it's not just about showing up to vote or volunteering in your town, right? So much of our lives now happen online. Let's get right into it. For a super long time, being a good citizen was pretty straightforward. You'd vote, maybe go to a town hall meeting, read the paper to stay informed. But now, what does that even look like today when the town square is basically your social media feed? When a community meeting is just a Zoom call? It really changes things, doesn't it? Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at what an engaged citizen even is. Then we'll jump into how the digital age has totally flipped the script on advocacy. After that, we'll see who's actually organizing for change online. And we'll wrap up by talking about what this all means for our human rights. Sound good? Let's go. All right, part one, the engaged citizen. So before we get all tangled up in the digital part of this, we really got to nail down the basics. What's the foundation we're building on here? So what are we even talking about with civic engagement? It's really not a spectator sport. It's all about jumping in, getting involved in your community, and not just for the sake of it, but with a real goal, to make things better for other people and to have a say in where your community is headed. And, why should you even care about this? Well, it's a huge deal. It kicks off this amazing positive feedback loop. When people are engaged, communities just get stronger. They get better at tackling real-world problems. And that creates this awesome sense of belonging, which, honestly, is the bedrock of any healthy democracy. Okay, so we've got our foundation set. Now, let's add the internet to the equation, because it changes everything, which brings us right to part two, advocacy in the digital age. Just look at this comparison. It's wild. The why hasn't really changed, right? People still want to make a difference. But the how? It's been completely revolutionized. A town hall meeting? That's now a viral hashtag. A handwritten letter to your representative? Now it's an online petition that can get millions of clicks overnight. The core ideas are the same, but the speed and the sheer scale, it's just on a whole other level. And all of this leads us to this really important idea: digital citizenship. And I want to be super clear here. This is not just about having good passwords or not clicking on sketchy links. It is so much more. It's about being an active participant. It's about using these incredible tools responsibly and ethically to actually engage with the world and have your voice heard. So, who are the people actually doing all this? Who are the new leaders and groups making waves online? Well, that's what part three is all about: organizing for change. It's like this whole new ecosystem has sprung up. You've got your big established NGOs, and they're using these digital tools to go global in a way they never could before. But then you've also got these grassroots movements, these civil society groups that literally start from nothing online, all built around a single idea. And think about volunteering. It's never been easier to find ways to help out. And then there are the digital leaders, individuals, maybe influencers, or just passionate people who can spark a massive real-world action all from a single post. It's incredible. Okay, let's bring it all home. This last part, part four, is, honestly, it might be the most critical piece of the whole puzzle. Redefining human rights, because this is where we really get into the nitty-gritty of why all of this matters so much. Think about it. The whole idea of being a citizen, it's built on a bedrock of fundamental human rights. But what happens when our lives go digital? When our friendships, our news, our town square, when all of that exists on platforms owned by just a handful of companies? What happens to our rights then? This is where the idea of digital rights comes in. And here's the key takeaway, the one thing to remember. These are not new rights. Let me say that again. They're not new. They are the same human rights we've talked about for centuries. The right to privacy, to freedom of expression, to access information. It's just about making sure those rights follow us into the digital world. And protecting them online, that is the central challenge of our time. So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. This digital world we're building, it's not finished. Not by a long shot. It's changing every single day. And that means our fight to protect our rights has to change with it. So the question is, what's next? What new challenges are just around the corner? And which of our fundamental rights will we have to stand up and fight for in this new digital society?